Hey guys, what's going on? Back here on the project, 1949 Mercury, the Black Dahlia. Just doing a little body work on her. As you can see, I've been working on that quarter panel there. It had some rust holes and such. I welded those up. A little patch in here and there. The whole quarter panel was Ripley. This car was sideswiped at one time. And then when I stripped it, this whole quarter panel was covered with Bondo to straighten it. And I sanded it all off, because I wanted to see what was there. But anyways, that I had to basically put a thin coat on there, and I've been block sanding that out. Trying to straighten that. And then this lower quarter panel. It's a little shadowy, but I put that quarter patch down there, replacing that rusty piece right there. And I've still got to repair that rust hole right there, and I've got a new piece to put in there, but I can't do that yet because I've got to get that. I've got a new rocker panel that goes down there, and I got to get that on first, so I will know where that little leg there meets up. So I'll be working on that here pretty soon. And I've got some trim holes on there that I have to weld up, and it's got some little dents and dings, a little wavy, so I've got to basically put a coat of filler over it and block it out too. And working on these little door edges right there. There was a couple of holes on those edges where the previous guy had welded these doors shut when he was doing the chop. And there was some trim holes right along here. Welded those up, filled those. So basically no more trim holes on this side. And the last time you seen it, the bottom of that door was cut out. I replaced the skin on there, body worked that, primed it. I've got that door lock that was up there where the door handle was. I shaved that out. So this door here is pretty decent now. And you can see on the inside where I put that skin, it looks pretty darn good. And moving to the front, I've been experimenting with a homemade grill because I want to do something custom up here. And I basically made that grill right there. Them are wood pieces, and there's a pipe laying under there that I bent. And what I'm going to do is take a hole saw and saw holes in all of these pieces, and then slide that pipe in between there and then suspend that. What I'm going to do is take those wood pieces, because you don't want to be using wood. That's all I have. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to coat these pieces of wood in fiberglass resin, give them a couple of good coats, sand them out kind of smooth, and then I may take some, thin out some Bondo and put a little Bondo over them and smooth them so they look good. And then I'm going to paint that grill black. See, the Black Dahlia is not going to have any chrome on it when I'm done, so the grill, I don't need a chrome grill. When I get done, if I do it right, you won't know that those are wood, and the fiberglass resin should protect them from the weather. And that front bumper, I'm going to sandblast that, and I'm going to paint that black also. When I get done, there will be no chrome on this car. And that stainless, I'm going to either take an SOS pad, steel wool, or sandblast that, and I'm going to paint that black also. And those new taillights that I bought, the 50 Pontiac taillights, I'm going to sandblast the housings on them, and I'm going to paint them black too. Basically the car is going to be either flat black or satin black, and all the chrome pieces that I just showed you, those are going to be gloss black. And that's the theme. The only The only shiny thing on this car, the only possible chrome, may be the wheels. I don't know, because I haven't decided what I'm going to be running on there yet, but that's the theme. That's what I'm working towards. Haven't done any videos for a while because I've been pretty busy with my business. This is my busy time of the year, so not getting much time to work on it. And when you're doing body work, welding and fabricating and filler work and all that, it takes a lot of time. It's a very time-consuming process if you want to do it right and make it look good. So that's why I haven't done any videos, because it's just not much to show you. But anyways, new year, we'll see what we can get done. I am working on it. I try to work on it a little bit each week, and get this here quarter panel, both pieces wrapped up, looking good. Get them in prime. Paint that, and that door. Maybe repaint that door too. Hit them in some satin black. That way we can see what the car is going to look like. This is not going to be the final paint. I mean, when this whole car is done, I'm going to scuff it and I'm going to respray the whole car. This is just to keep it from rust and keep it sealed while I'm working on it. And started welding on the top a little bit. Welded that piece in. Done a little bit more welding along here. Not too much, but my plan is when I get this quarter done, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to start welding all this stuff up. And I'll get this side done. Then I'm going to turn the car around and I'm going to start on the other side doing the same process. And this front end, these front fenders and such, those are going to be very last. I'm waiting till very last on those. I'm just trying to get the rest of the car looking good. And pieces of the top, the doors, where's it at? Right there. I'm not doing these upper pieces of the door yet. I'm not working on the top yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to do there yet. So I'm just trying to get the lower body rust, get all that looking good. The top, you know, I'm considering just finishing it as it is, you know, weld in the metal, smooth it out. Or I've got a pretty radical idea, and I'm just not sure I want to do it, but I'm considering cutting that top loose, lowering the front 1 more inch, and maybe lowering the back 2 more inches to give it a little bit more slope. Another crazy idea that I have, which I don't know that I'm going to do it, but I'm also thinking about turning this into a 2-door instead of a 4-door. But I'm not sure, because I do like it as a 4-door, but I think it'll be a little bit cooler as a 2-door. But that's a lot of work, and I don't know if I want to do it because this car needs so much as it is. Now, if I were to convert this car into a 2-door, I've seen it done many ways. And I've seen guys that would just weld that up, put some filler metal in there, weld that up, just completely weld that back door shut, body work that out, and then they think they got a 2-door. I've seen that done many times. It looks okay, but bottom line is, you know, it wasn't a real 2-door. Another way I have done it before myself is I've got the front doors off a 2-door, which are longer, about 6 or 7 inches longer, and I've installed them, and then you cut the back door up and you weld it back in. I've done that on a 57 Chevy 4-door. I turned it into a 2-door and it looked good. You couldn't tell the difference. Problem is, it's very hard to find 2-door doors for this car. Another alternative, you slice the piece you need out of this door, butt it up, weld it in, and that requires cutting these pieces and splicing those back in. And you're taking the pieces you need out of here, putting in there, and just lengthening it. And you'd have to do it that way because you've got this body line right here, and you need that this body line slopes down, and it's wider right here, and it gets narrower as you go that way. So you would have to cut the door right here and weld it to there. And you cut this doorpost out and you scoot that back and weld it back in. It's a lot of work, but I ain't afraid to do it. I've done it before, and I could do it again if I want, but I'm just not sure if I want to get into all that because this car needs so much work as it is. If you remember, you're looking at no floor pan. You can see light everywhere. You can see the gap between the floorboard and the rocker panels where the guy started channeling the rear of this car, and he didn't do that with the front. Well, all that floor pan, all that's got to be cut out. It's no good. And this frame, it has rust in it in certain places. It can be fixed, but it's all wore out. I don't know if you can see them. Probably not. But anyways, the coil springs on this car have been heated and they're flattened. There's no real suspension in the front. The brakes don't work. It just all needs rebuilt. And that's time consuming and money. At the end of the day, what I'm going to do with this car is I'm going to do a frame swap on it. I'm going to put something else under it. I'm going to buy a whole nother running car. I'm going to cut the other body off and put this on there. And I'm going to use the floor pan. I'm going to use the frame, motor, transmission, rear end, wiring. I'm going to use the floor pan and a firewall and a trunk pan from the new car, and then I'm going to weld this on there. So the fact that I'm going through all that trouble to modernize and make this car run again, I'm not sure that I want to go through the extra trouble of re-chopping the top and turning it into a two-door, because the work that this car needs is going to take me years to get it built anyways. So we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, I have fixed the rust and everything, and if I decided to cut those doors and weld them together, it ain't no big deal. The rest of the body work from about here up and from about right there back is still intact. I just grind a little bit of filler back, slice the metal, weld it up, and then when you're done, you refill it. So the work I've done would not be ruined. So right now I'm just trying to do the body work to keep it looking original. But if I decide to go further with it, I'll just take it back apart. As far as that top, that's why I haven't done anything with that top yet, because I'm just deciding what I want to do there, and when I figure it out, I'll get on it. But for now, we got a lot of rust, a lot of rusty panels that I'm working, and that's time consuming work. It's tedious, and that's what I'm in the mood to do right now. I don't have a donor car for it. I don't have the parts to put motor, transmission, none of that stuff together. So this is the stuff I have. This is the work I'm doing. So anyways, that's the plan. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned. I'll see you next time.